All right, welcome back. Last lesson we learned power chords on your guitar. So much fun to play with. In this lesson, I'm going to walk you through 3 of the most popular guitar chords you could probably learn in most of your lessons. A lot of acoustic guitar teachers do teach this, and they still sound really amazing on electric guitar. Let's get started. Now I'm going to teach you a chord called G major, and it sounds like this. Nice. This is actually one of the most popular chords you can learn in guitar lessons. It's in a lot of songs, a lot of songs. And you could get away with just 3 fingers if you want to make it a little simpler for yourself. I'm ending up actually muting this 5th string if you want to make it easy for yourself. But for good technique, we're going to go ahead and put that pointer finger back onto the 2nd fret, 5th string, my middle finger on the 3rd fret, 6th string, right? Because we count from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pinky and ring finger are going to go on the bottom 1st and 2nd strings of the 3rd fret, and all together it should sound like this. Ah, very nice, right? A lot of people aren't quite sure how to hold their hand. They start doing this or like that. And the best way to get good form in your guitar is to take a karate chop right from underneath the neck of the guitar, just like that. Little karate chop, and then you curl your fingers into the strings, just like that. That way you don't have to kind of worry about like, where do I put my wrist, right? So just a nice karate chop underneath, hi-ya, and then you curl your fingers in. This is G major, all right? I like to have my thumb hang on top just in case for the next chord, we like to mute some strings. That'll come in just a few seconds. The second chord I want to show you guys is called D major, D for Daniel. Sounds like this. It's a very nice happy chord, right? It's actually only using 4 of the 6 strings. Let me show you how it works. On our left hand, we have only 3 fingers, and we're going to start with our middle finger on the very 1st string of the 2nd fret. Our ring finger is on the 2nd string of the 3rd fret, and our pointer finger is going to go on the 3rd string, 1, 2, 3, of the 2nd fret. Now, a lot of people just take their pick and they go crazy, like that, and that's like 40% awesome. But for good technique, we're going to take this thumb that's kind of hanging over here, right? And because the name of this chord is D, we're going to mute the strings that are not D. Check this out. Remember when we said, eat a darn good breakfast every day, right? So eat a darn good breakfast is our D string, and that's going to be the lowest note with our pick for this chord, right there. Which means I can mute my other strings with my thumb. Don't push too hard, else it'll sound like this. Just really gently with that thumb, just mute those top strings. If you get a little of the 5th A string, it's okay. That sounds like this. That's not too bad. We just don't want our top E string to be super loud. All right? So that's our second chord. That's called D major. And I want to show you guys one of my personal favorite chords. It's number 3, and it's right underneath G major. It looks like this. Okay? We learned G major, we learned D major, and this one is called C2. Some people call it C add 9. They both are cool. You can just call it C for now if you want to keep things simple. So we have G, D, and C. And the way you play this 3rd chord, you guys, is you just take your top 2 fingers, drop them down 1 string each, and now your lowest note with your pick is actually the 5th string. That's what we call your bass note. So in that case, I'm going to mute my top E string so I don't need it anymore. So if you pluck it, it should sound like it's muted. You can also practice just taking your pick and really focusing where you're going to put it. Like instead of just going crazy like a wild monkey, you can put it right here. Kind of do like nice strums like that. Okay, that's C2 or C add 9. You can call it C again if you want to keep it simple. So in review, today we learned G, D, and C2. It's pretty awesome, right? Now, if I put them in a particular order, you get a song you might recognize. Right? That is Sweet Home Alabama. And right out of the gate, you have a super famous rock song with 3 chords. Once again, D is our first chord for this particular song. C is our second, and then move those top fingers up to the 6th and 5th string. You got D, C, and G, and if you want to spice things up, why don't we sprinkle on a little bit of distortion and try this song again. Sweet home Alabama. Right? So fun. Just wanted you guys to hear a little distortion. You don't need distortion to have a lot of fun, but if you have pedals and you want to try them out, it's always a great little color to add to your playing. So with that, D, C, G, you've got your power chords, you got your string names and all the names of your guitar. So with that, I feel like you guys have lots of tools to succeed with the first few chords to have some fun. You got power chords, right? You've got D, you've got C, you've got G. Great chords to start with songs like Sweet Home Alabama. You'll find these chords show up a lot of times in other rock songs as well. And if you're not sure what to do with your right hand, what I like to do is just keep a couple down strums, make things really simple, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If that gets boring, you can switch to eighth notes. They call these eighth notes. It goes like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And those are called eighth notes. You could also just count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to take a little bit of practice to kind of get the left hand fingers feeling really comfortable, because if you have new fingers, you're going to feel a little bit of pressure in the tips here. If you keep at it, you keep practicing, you'll build some calluses. But sometimes sensitive fingers pushing against a steel wire can feel a little bit painful. So if that happens, just give it a little time, shake it out, come back, practice the next day, keep it up for a few weeks, and hopefully that pain should go away. And as far as the left hand, just give it a couple down strums, some simple rhythms, don't overcomplicate it, and I think you guys have enough tools to be rock stars for this guitar lesson. Thanks for watching.